5 civilized tribes. Long ago, the Cherokee lived a good life in the mountainous areas of present-day Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina. But the arrival of the Europeans changed everything. By the late 19th century, the Cherokee way of life was gone forever. After the American Revolution, the new country steadily ate away at the Cherokee homeland. The U.S. government decided to help the natives through a civilization policy. Civilization to the white men meant teaching the natives to be more like them. Due to their successful efforts in becoming good neighbors, the Cherokee, along with the Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole, are known as the 5 civilized tribes. Children went to school and learned English. Men turned family farms into small plantations. Women made clothing out of woven cloth instead of animal skins. A Cherokee man named Sequoyah created an alphabet based on their spoken language, and most of the population became literate within a few years. Then gold was discovered in Georgia, and thousands of greedy settlers poured into the Cherokee homeland. In 1830, the Indian Removal Act gave President Andrew Jackson the right to move the 5 civilized tribes west to Indian Territory, which later became part of Oklahoma, and take their land. Principal Chief John Ross fought injustices through the U.S. court system and won. But President Jackson and Congress continued to strip away Cherokee rights. Over the next several years, Ross repeatedly tried to negotiate with the U.S. government without success. While Ross was away in 1835, a small group of Cherokees and their leader, Major Ridge, signed away all of the Cherokees' rights to their homeland. Ross went to Washington with a treaty signed by more than 15,000 Cherokees, protesting the treaty that Ridge had signed, but it was useless, and removal began soon after. Trail of Tears. In 1838, government troops invaded the Cherokee Nation and moved people into stockades and closed camps. A few soldiers allowed people to gather belongings and find loved ones, but most did not. Many natives had nothing but the clothes they wore. Large numbers of Cherokees became sick and died in the stockades. 3 groups moved west in the sweltering summer heat, by boat and on foot, to disastrous results. Ross requested permission to organize his people's relocation. He obtained wagons, horses, and supplies, divided the people into 13 groups, and assigned trusted leaders. Some rode, but most walked the 1,200 miles through 5 states, carrying what little they had left. Along the way, the people encountered snow, rain, and freezing cold, all kinds of diseases, exhaustion, and exposure, lack of supplies, unsanitary conditions, and greedy and cruel white settlers. Ross led the last party, which arrived in March 1839. Of the 14,000 who started the march, 1 in 4 died. About 4,000 people total. Every family lost someone, including Ross, whose beloved wife died. For this reason, the trip is known as Nuno Duna Lohila, which means the trail where they cried. It is also known as the Trail of Tears. Life in Oklahoma. Life in Indian Territory was not easy. Fierce fighting among the different groups threatened to divide the Cherokee forever. Ross worked hard to bring everyone together to build a new life. By 1846, there was a united Cherokee nation with a capital in Tahlequah. They coaxed crops out of the dry, flat land and opened schools and seminaries for their children. Some schools were better than the nearby ones for white children. Many Cherokee students finished their education at universities such as Princeton. Cherokee today. Today, Cherokee people live in non-native cities and on reservations in Oklahoma and North Carolina. One of the largest groups of Native Americans in the United States, the Cherokee, maintain a successful self-government. Many work recreating traditional crafts, while others work in non-native industries such as timber, tourism, the arts, and sciences.